I'd like to spare you a little bit of grief. Once upon a time, when I was going to school to finish my bachelor's of business administration way back many, many years ago, the truth of the matter is at our university, we had to choose a specialization. The one that I chose was general management. Now, just so you know, that was a colossal blunder. Let me tell you that people are not going to hire you because I have a degree in business administration management. They're not going to hire you for that. It is not going to happen. Now, fortunately, I was smart enough. I had a dual specialization. I had the other one called industrial relations, which really translates today into human resources. But the truth of the matter really comes down to is that whole aspect, I applied. My favorite place I've always wanted to work was a hospital as an administrator. I applied at 44 different hospitals. Finally, at hospital number 38, I asked him, I said, let me ask you this question. If I had 4 years of experience working in a hospital, and instead of a degree, would you be hiring me for this job? He says, well, probably. You know, that kind of damaged my whole picture of higher education is the ultimate thing. You have to be smart in your education. I encourage you in the aspect of careers and management that you pay attention to exactly what you plan on doing. Here's the whole aspects of proportions of what the graduates are proficient in each competency. One of the giant aspects of what they're looking for when you graduate is you can talk and you can write, you can have good, solid, soft skills. A lot of people can teach technology. Having the technology under your belt is not as critical as having the soft skills, according to multiple surveys taken in the last year from some of the top employers. The soft skills is a big deal. Professionalism, and really the aspect of work ethic, but look at what's going out there. Employers, they're looking for that. They're looking for the leadership aspect. They're looking for probably the biggest thing out there is teamwork and collaboration. Focus in on that. Get yourself a degree in an area that people are interested in hiring in. That's a big deal. Have it out there. If you're going to get a master's degree, get the MBA. Everybody knows what an MBA is, a Master's in Business Administration. That is the degree to get. Don't get the oddball degrees that may woo you into the aspect over here, because the issue comes down to not about the quality of the degree, even the quality of the university is, do people recognize it for exactly what it is? It's a big deal. Plan on success. By planning on success, do a couple things. I really recommend the aspect of knowledge, looking at your soft skill, looking at your attitudes. Really, if you look on some of the different aspects on career pathways, one of them that I view it is that a career is a three-legged chair. Now, with that, if you sit down and focus on the three-legged chair, only two of them can actually apply at any one time. You can choose a career pathway or a business pathway of power, money, or time, but you can't have all three. In my opinion, I believe that every single student in my classes could become a millionaire by the age of 30. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to pay a price for that. It's going to suck up all of your time. And that aspect of it, you might have to work 60, 70, 80, 90 hours a week. Look at the career pathway for some of our great entrepreneurs today. Elon Musk, to this day, he still works 90 to 100 hours a week. That's real time, and people have reported that numerous times. It's not something that just propagates. If you want to spend 90 hours a week, you can probably sit down. If you can live through it, by the age of 30, there's a high probability you can have $1 million net worth overall. But you're going to sacrifice your time for that opportunity for power and the money. If you want to have a job where you have a lot of time on your hand, you want to have a family, spend time with the children, all that, you may sacrifice not making as much money. You may sacrifice not having real power in your job. You choose 2 out of 3. Pay attention to the jobs that you want. I realize everybody looks for, I want to have a job, my dream job. Let me tell you, the dream jobs out there, if you want to be a Hollywood actor, Los Angeles is full of people that want to be actors, and they work as serving tables. That's a standard joke, not just this year, it's a standard joke for the last century. The truth of the matter really comes down to sometimes those dream jobs are fabulous, but the opportunity at those doors is very, very slim. So pay attention to what opportunities you have. Make certain that you learn from on the job activities. Seek experience from student groups, organizations. Quite frankly, a lot of employers look for you and your volunteer activities, and that interests them. And it's quite possible that if you have a volunteer activity you're doing over here, the person interviewing you may have the same interest, and all of a sudden you may not have the experience, but you have a connection there, and that's a big thing. Experiment. Make certain that you are in charge of your career. Let me tell you, here's a shocking. When you interview for a job and you don't get it, they don't give you a participation trophy. Seriously, they don't. Those participation trophies, they're nice when you're growing up. They mean nothing in the workplace. Either you get the job or you don't get the job. If you're in business, if you sell the product or you don't sell the product, that could be devastating. So personal reflection, motivation, commitment, experimentation. When it comes down to your career pathway, my generation, by the age of 40, there was the workplace data out of the Department of Labor says that the average person from the boomer generation had 8 to 12 jobs by the age of 40. That kind of matches my record. What it says about the millennials and also Gen Z, probably your generation's one of those two, the truth of the matter is, the reality is you'll have 3 times as many. Now, how you can possibly pull that, but it's expected that you'll have 20 jobs by the age of 40. Experiment. See where it fits. We'll talk more about that later. Examine your career readiness. Pay attention. I encourage you strongly, if you send me an email, I will help you take the Strong's Interest Inventory if you're a student here at Irvine Valley College. What that delivers to you is 40 job titles that will match your interests. I think it's a fabulous tool. It worked for me, and it can work for you just as well. I recommend you try that. I think you also, if you're going to be a leader, you need to pay attention to who you are on the inside here and the inside here. Those are big deals, and that's really, find out who you are. I like the Myers-Briggs test. There's a couple out there. My preference has always been the Myers-Briggs test or Strength Finder to get to know yourself. So 3 tests: Strong's Interest Inventory, Strength Finder, Myers-Briggs. I recommend you pay attention and try to do them all you can possibly do. The more you know about yourself and what you like and what you don't like, what you're good at, what you're not good at, that's going to be really helpful too. Approach a task. Make it a habit that you are always approaching the task at how can this benefit my long-term aspects of it for what I want to accomplish. Find tests, explore yourself, your interests, listen to people in potential areas, volunteer in potential job areas. I want to close this section with this. A friend of mine, I wrote a couple different plays. One of them was a musical comedy, and I wanted to get a release form that actually makes certain that when somebody sang, I could record it and actually use it in the pathway I was pursuing at that time. So a friend of mine connected me with somebody that is a major player into the movie industry. Well, by the time it was done, it was his daughter. His daughter had worked as an unpaid intern for a law firm at the ripe old age from 22 to 24. She passed her bar exam, and that company hired her. A green rookie, they gave her a contract. They thought she was really good. Well, that company got bought out by another company, and that company got bought out by another company, and that company got bought out by another company. And finally, at the ripe old age of 34, she became the vice president of one of the largest the movie companies in California because of the fact that she took a job as an unpaid intern, and she helped a lot of people, including people like me that wanted to have a free form. So with that being said, volunteer in potential job areas. You never know where it's going to go. Careers in management, be smart, think about it, have every opportunity that you can think of to add to your resume from the community aspect, but also the work aspect, and what are employers looking for in your area. Take care.